Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne, and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Please forgive the lighting, which is probably, I did a little preview, a little darker. Hopefully you can see. We don't have any power right now, but it's supposed to come on in a couple hours. It's not a big deal. And as long as you can hear the messages and see fairly well when I, hold up the cards for you, we're in business. So welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. I'm MaryAnne, you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions, and we are on the beautiful mid-month readings now. So I've changed up my tarot and a couple of my oracles. I still have the runes. I have my OG deck, of course. And today I am starting with mid-month readings with the Star Spinner Tarot. It seemed very appropriate to me. I'm getting philosophical right now for a moment, but we're all stars, okay? We really, truly are. And the words that came into my mind from Spirit, who's always a big part of all my readings and my guides that I love and appreciate so much, which is why I do this at all, to share with you what their deepest intentions are for us all and for, the beautiful inspiration and enlightenment that they tend to bring for me and hopefully for all of you in your readings, is that, we are all such an integral part. We're all relevant. We all add to the vast universe and, life as we know it. We're all such an important part. So that always feels so good to really sit with and recognize. And I took yesterday off, and like I said, I needed to revamp. Maybe I didn't say. I really needed to revamp and to regenerate myself, because that beautiful, incredibly powerful new moon, I was going to say full, new moon in Aries, your sign Aries, it's so inspirational. It's so beautiful. I lit my new moon intentions candles for everybody. I lighted every new moon, but yours is the first, yours is the first new moon of the new year in astrology. You're the first sign. You are so powerfully, bold and courageous, and you're motivational, you're inspirational, you're innovational. You're a cardinal sign. You start spring, you start new. You like to keep things new and I don't know, just exciting. And I felt all of that and then some. And quite frankly, I've been noticeably very tired. So I think the energy just all came in, and it just said, whoo. All right, because for me, I've always thought, okay, here we go, new moon, everything's starting, brand new beginnings, fresh beginnings, new starts, and yet it doesn't necessarily happen on the new moon, nor does it even happen a day or two after. But the power of the new moon can last upwards of 6 months or longer, okay? So that's incentive for me, especially after I was feeling so tired. I went, oh no, this isn't what I had in mind. But the other interesting thing is that here's this fiery, beautiful, incredibly inspirational energy, I would say, in Aries. And now we're moving into Taurus season on the 19th. Today is actually April 14th, 2021. We're still in Aries season now. I'm not trying to take that away at all, but I'm starting to feel it. And then the moon went into Taurus, as did Venus. So there's going to be a lot more earth energy in the next, the latter part of this month, starting once again on, what is that? 15, 16, 17, like Monday, coming Monday. But, that's about taking all these dreams, all these ideas, all this inspirational energy we've had, and we're wanting to do new and start new relationships and meet people and connect, especially with Aquarius energy that we're in, as far as Jupiter being in Aquarius, Saturn. So you got the freedom versus the conformity, and just constantly working on that balance. And I want to mention again that on the March 28th full moon in Libra, which was all about relationships, and especially you, Aries, that's your polar opposite. There's always this pull with each other. That's fairness, balance, compromise, love. I mean, Libra is ruled by Venus, the Venetian planet, the feminine, the intuition, the intuitive, the beauty, the finances, the richness, the happiness, the love, the pure, pure love. And interestingly enough, Taurus is ruled by the same planet, Venus. So that full moon is still affecting all of us too. I feel like there was some real, real deep, important conversations, revelations about relationships. Yes, some had to call it a day and complete it and end it because that was necessary for the evolvement of yourself and your life. And it doesn't have to be overly dramatic. It doesn't have to be, like you'll never speak again, and that's always an individual situation. But it also brings in new. So even in a long-term relationship, which my love connections are about all types of love. So if you're in a long-term relationship, it's about getting to yet another level within that relationship, evolving, like we constantly do. I'm going to pick your highlighted connection that Spirit would like you to know about, that I always do right in front of you. For those that are new, I welcome you to my channel. I hope that you will feel inspired and you'll feel a connection and a resonance to the messages. For those that are returning, I absolutely love you. This is why I do this for you. I am very, very passionate about tarot and spirituality, and certainly compatibility with signs and relationships and all those sort of things that I felt a great deal of a longing for in the past year. But your specific, oh, okay, I like this a lot. This is interesting. Aries, you have the highlighted connection today of Cancer. That's water. That's the moon, and the full moon at the end of this month, I want to say the 28th, I apologize, I'll be a little more specific, is going to be in Scorpio. Fellow sign, water sign to Cancer. Very, very intense when it comes to emotions. Basing basically their whole life on their emotions, their feelings, the love they feel. The intuition is so strong in the water signs. And it's there to remind us that we can be in charge of what we choose to feel at all times, what kind of energies we want to surround ourselves with, and being probably more discerning about them than we ever have. Scorpio doesn't fool around. I mean, they are deep. They are ruled by Pluto, and that, well, more modernly, they actually were ruled by, historically, by Mars, like yourself, Aries. So there's that real passion, real fire energy, and just combativeness at times and confrontation only to get to the fact that you need to move forward. And there are ways, the only way sometimes is getting through the hard situations, the hard conversations to get to the other side. And it's how you say things and how you approach people always. That'll be whether or not it's a smooth sailing kind of newness or, way of, once again, communicating. I don't want to make it too complex. Especially with Aquarius energy, as I said, we'll have the whole year, and for many years we'll have a lot of air energies coming towards us. It's about our thoughts and the way we talk and the way we converse, and our inspirations are huge, our need to study, learn, and innovate ourselves and reinvent ourselves. That's exactly what Scorpio is. So that's the full moon that'll come into the picture at the end of the month, just kind of culminating the month. What a month, right? And then just shining a light on the things that are absolutely the most important to us. Pluto really helps us to go deep and sort out and remove and be very, very truthful about what we need and what our wants are, what's missing. How can we succeed? How can we better ourselves? So Cancer is all of that as well, but Cancer is very, very, I want to say Cancer is not as intense a lot of times. I'm not saying they can't be intense. They're very, very sentimental, very, I wanted to say sensual. Sensual keeps coming up, and I think that's the combination of the sensuality of Taurus and Taurus season. Once again, getting your hands dirty, being the practical side of you, doing the work, right? The imagination's there, Aries. You brought it through for us. You sparked us all. And then that down to earth, let's get to it. Let's make it happen. Let's be as patient as possible. Let's do it the natural way that we're familiar with, more routine, more, you know, once again, practical. So, yeah, Cancers are there to nurture and love, and they love family, they love home, they love taking care of their home, they love having you in their home. They tend to be more homebodies a lot of times. Cancer is also a cardinal sign like you are, Aries. So they love to do, they like to keep busy. And they generally are. They can be 2 different jobs, you know, family, career, you know, relationship. They can do it all. They're a little bit shy, not necessarily extroverts, not all of them. It depends on whether they have an Aries moon or, you know, some planet in Aries, which is fiery and kind of gets them more out there and more confident. But they are, you know, more subtle in their flirtations and their desires. And if you don't pick up on their subtleties, you may just miss out. So your boldness will be appropriate right now, and to let them know how you feel and be really straightforward, which you know how to do so well. And then the way that it's said, to kind of ease into it, okay? Because that's important. You might frighten a water sign away. I'm not going to say it out of being mean or anything, but it's just being, yes, confident, which is very important, because I find that a lot of Cancers want to surround themselves and attract and be a part of a partnership that's going to be stable, secure, and, you know, authentic, true, you know, something they can trust. And I know they can find that in you. And yeah, they can tame the fire in you. They can calm that fire. There's that tension with water and fire that always happens. It's always an attraction, and it's just getting it to the right temperament. That's always the important thing for these 2 elements together. So yeah, and the moon is the ruling planet of Cancer. So yes, knowing the energies, knowing and feeling very, very strongly the changes, the tides, the different cycles of our life are very much a part of how a Cancer operates and how they feel and why they're sensitive and why they're moody at times, quite frankly. You know, and they'll go in their shells a lot of times. They'll just retrieve. They need to build back up that energy and that strength within them whenever necessary. And if that's what's happening, it's not you, I can promise you. And you're better off to let that occur. And as you get to know them more, you understand that, and it becomes something you just accept, and that's all a part of relationships anyway, right? So I'm going to read you your messages now, though. These are the 3 major categories that Spirit wants you to know in regards to this particular highlighted connection. And so if this isn't something you're feeling right away before you decide, I'm not interested, just know that it doesn't have to be a person when it's a Cancer energy. It could also be Scorpio or Pisces. It could be water in general, but it's the energy of Cancer as well. And it's what we're moving into, because that's just important to know, okay? It could be the season, like maybe upwards of coming up, which is coming up pretty quick, unbelievably. We're in spring, yes, summer is approaching. That is the season of Cancer as well. Maybe between now, this new moon, and the beginning of summer, which is what the season that Cancer initiates. Some really vast changes and improvements and messages about how you're handling emotions, you know, how are you being practical in the Taurus season in cultivating things, literally or figuratively. It's springtime. People plant their tomato plants. They plant the seeds to see them grow. And that can be in any aspect of your life. I got to get tomatoes. I keep forgetting. Probably now, since the power's out, might as well do it, right? I digress. But this is beautiful, loving, creative energy when it's water as well for you. And I know you like being around that, and it inspires you. And you're usually the leader, Aries, it's true, but you also like being around people that kind of motivate you as well, you know? So it's definitely going to happen with this 2 connections. It's beautiful and very worth your while. There's intimacy and romantic aspects that are very, very key and important. And I see, like I said, many times I see fire signs and water signs together in long-term and beautiful profoundly loving relationships. So the first category is always going to be overall energy, the catalyst that brought you to your reading. I do recommend and encourage all of you to go back to the beginning of the month reading, just to kind of use it as a baseline, see where it's gone and how the storyline, unfolds. And so with this beautiful deck, the first category for you, overall energy, is, let me put on my spectacles. I haven't used this in a while, but I love it so much. Of course it is. It's the I was going to say the prince. The Page of Wands, the fire, the ambition, the idea, the new, the naive kind of childlike energy that's like, what if this were to happen? I mean, always putting out that question to yourself, to the universe, what if? Not, oh, I don't know, and but what about this and that, but what if? That's the mentality of most fire signs I've ever met. And you're making that very clear right now. What if? What if we chose to do this? Yes, it's a new inspiration. Yes, it's a new idea. What if we chose to have children now? We've been together a long time, or maybe not, doesn't matter. You may have just met, you know you love each other, there's no question about it. You're not getting any younger, as they say. And you're pondering the idea, and Cancer's all over that. They're amazing family folk, gender-wise doesn't matter. Men and women alike, they love the idea of family, or those that they call family. They will nurture and take extremely good care of you. And I think you know that, and that's why you've been attracted to this energy in the past. There's a star. Now, interestingly enough, the Aquarian energy that I said is prominent this year with Jupiter in Aquarius. That's an air. Once again, it's about communications, having the talks, reaching, great heights in your ability to feel confident about what you're saying. Learning a new language could come into mind, literally and truthfully. If that's what you're setting your sights on, education is key right now. Improvements, new ways of doing things, sparking your mind. But the star is the card in Tarot of Aquarius. And you're holding that wand, and it has that wish, and it has that trust and faith. But it's new. So, it's at the beginning stages. So now let's see what the second category is, the storyline unfolds. It's always the possible blessings or obstacles. And what we have for you, Aries and beautiful Cancers, is the Tower. Okay, so in order to create this new idea, and this has been just around the zodiac wheel continuously starting last year, no surprise, of how you must change the foundation of your life, of your relationship, of your current situation in some capacity. It could be your home, literally, like something might be not right or level, or there might be a leak or somewhere around the house. Sometimes that can be indicating this sort of thing. The foundation has to be fixed in order for the house to stand strong and be stable. If there is something that you need to double check because it's the beginning of this new inspirational idea, you're going to look into the details with the beautiful Taurus energy. You're going to get your hands dirty. You're going to get grassroots about it. You're going to do all the detail work. You're going to take the time. You've got the energy. You've got the beautiful energy of Venus, which is all about love and compassion and beauty and aesthetics. So it could very well have to do with a home, but I feel like it has a lot to do with breaking away from the parts or the circumstances in any relationship, particularly right now, the highlighted one I'm speaking of, that hasn't been working. And you don't have to end it, you just have to work to improve it. And it takes work. Anybody in any relationships knows that, but it's so worth it. And it feels so good to get past these times that just, it's not right, and you have to talk about it, and sometimes it's just not easy. Take your bold, beautiful self, Aries, and speak to the Cancer or whomever all relationships, because the last two categories are for every areas in every single one of your relationships. Every one of my readings has information if you want to hear, and you know, you'll pick up and know, and you'll feel it for all of your connections, all signs, all zodiac signs. But yeah, and it could be an idea. It could be this new idea, and you're just like, that's it. And it's nothing else it makes sense anymore. It's just that strong, you know. And if you're not necessarily up for this huge transformation, and you're going to put it off and be a procrastinator, which I know a lot of Aries can be. I got an Aries moon. I understand this. It's going to happen anyway, okay? Why not make it happen the way you want it to? So I get excited with the Tower in the sense that, no, last year's Tower was not pleasant and nobody wanted that one, but it happened. We're here. And my love to every one of you that are feeling better and feeling stronger with every single passing day. Because things are getting better, and we knew they would. We absolutely knew somewhere deep inside of us, even though at times it seemed hard to imagine. It's absolutely there, and the Towers are the things that just bring us from one situation to another, and just, well, they transform our lives. They transform our thoughts, they transform our relationships, and they're absolutely necessary. You have to keep evolving, right? A lot of times you create the Tower, so it doesn't have to be negative in any way. The final category is the category of finances. Yeah. The Nine of Swords, just going round and round in your head. There's that Aquarian energy, air energy. We've got Mars in Gemini, and Gemini is so much of the mind, ruled by Mercury, constantly thinking, reinventing, strategizing, connecting conversations, you know, inspirations to understand, you know. And when you get caught in a loop, sometimes it's like it'll affect your sleep. It's unnecessary concerns. You have ideas that, oh no, the worst is, the only thing that's going to happen is the worst, right? I know, I've gone there. We all do that. Snap out of that the best you can, because it's a thought. We control our thoughts. And sometimes you probably think, why would you say that? I didn't want to think that way. And I understand that. Every little thing we see, feel, do reminds our subconscious of something that's already experienced, something that's already happened. I'm amazed sometimes when I'm in meditation and I'm just sitting there breathing in and breathing out, and I'm just relaxing, and I'm tuning into my higher power, my awareness. The thoughts that come in, I think, how would I possibly think about something that happened to me when I was 2, maybe 3? I remember things when I was 3, realistically. I don't understand it either, but they're programs. They're programs we've had going around and around in our mind. It's going to end. It's the 9, okay? It's the completion of this. Finances are going to improve for people, opportunities, and mind you, you do want to make that happen. You have to put the steps. That's the Taurus energy that's going to help you with that. Venus energy is money. You know, it brings it in. It allows the magic to happen. You and so many people, myself included, have had sleepless nights, and I don't have problems sleeping. But I also make a point, just as a tip. I always like to bring in a spiritual tip if I can. You're probably doing it if you're watching these channels, but I ask a specific guide, a specific angel. Archangel is one of my favorites. There's several I love. At the end of the night, I give gratitude and I say, please let me have a beautiful rested sleep, waking up feeling healthy, stronger, ready to take on life, you know. And you'd be surprised how you don't need a sleeping pill or anything. You will get that help. It may take a couple of times, but once you get into that, then you're in connection with them. You're in source, you know, and they're always there for us. So please understand that a lot of your worries and fears may be blocking things from coming through financially, but that it is an ending of the cycle. The next is the 10, and that's the brand new cycle, okay? And you've gone through a lot. You will definitely come out smelling like a rose with the right ideas and the right thought patterns and motivations, keeping you going, writing it out, whatever you need to do. Getting out in your garden. I know a lot of people that just nature helps so much. Taurus energy has a lot to do with nature and the natural things that make us feel better, natural medicines. I'm actually looking into that myself for a couple of things going on. I always veer towards that, and it has its place. So does Western medicine, but I'm just saying, it's good to look at all different avenues. That's what I'm feeling for you too. Money will improve. You've got an idea. Something's going to come through that's going to surprise you, and it may happen faster than you think. So those are the three major categories. And I'm going to capsulize it, or, you know, just kind of seal it all with one rune. And I love runes. They're an amazing divination, and they're a tool that's been around for so long. And they just kind of add to the whole energy and, I guess, completion of the messages. And these are the beautiful amethyst stone and some white. I want to see, I don't know what that would be. I'd have to look that up. I have all that. I love, you know, stones. I have a couple in my pocket right now. This amethyst, of course, wards away energies and toxins, and, you know, it heals us and protects us. So it's always nice to have this or keep it in your pocket. Well, you have the arrow straight up. So I'm going to put this in the middle one, which is right where that tower, right? That incredible change and new perspective and just necessary reinvention or redoing of your foundation from the bottom up. So what is it? I should see that relatively clearly. Yes, it is that direction too. I love it. It's like looking up at the stars and saying, that's it, man. That's where I'm going, and thinking nothing else. Very Aries-like. And it is Tawaz. And that is number 17, right? Yeah, that's an 8. Well, 8's all about abundance. 8's about magic. 8's about manifestation. And I'll tell you, with this Aries initiation of what you want in the most powerful, beautiful way, of the energies that's come through for us, and then, like I said, the culmination with this earth and just the molding and the planting and the perseverance and the trust and faith. It's pretty remarkable. That's an 8. That's Venus. So I am on the right track because I am in the English section and I can read it better. And it says that the time period is, it's a sword. It's the mind. Okay, it's your thoughts. It's what you're creating here that happens here, right? And it's from February 14th through March time. So, quite frankly, that would be between the Aquarius energies and the Pisces. Actually, through Aries. What am I saying? From Aquarius to Aries. Isn't that crazy? So this innovative thought and idea to renew and to think outside the box and to initiate things on your own, to be a pioneer like the beautiful Aries that you are, to put forth that energy to share with others so that it's for everybody's highest good. And the words that come with that: response, energy, success, genius, activity, self-control, self-mastery, victory over intrigue, and passions. I only just read this the other day. It's so unbelievable. So I have 4 or 5 that keep coming back and keep coming back. And that's exactly the energy field we're in right now. And you can utilize that or not. You know, these energies are there. They truly are. Some feel them more than others. If you have fire in your chart predominantly, you're going to feel it in Aries season. If you have water in, you know, the water seasons, or when the full moon in Scorpio, occurs, you're going to feel it more. You're more apt to understand and just instantly harmonize because it's a part of who you are, you know, it's a part of who you came into this world being. But it's beautiful energy, it's beautiful information, and so it's actually already started for you. And that's very clear to me with this initial, you know, fire energy of idea, and then this, it's happening, and I'm going to change whatever I need to change because it's not working this way. with the Tower, and then, you know, letting go of those thoughts that are going to hold you back. You can do that. Anybody can do that at any time. I like it a lot. It has a lot of beautiful, I would say very strong energy and just guidance for you to know just how powerful you are and how strong you are in being able to change your life in the ways and the directions you want to. I'm going to pull this beautiful, wonderful oracle from the Starseed Oracle. Once again, the star. You are stars. We're all stars, you know? And this is such a beautiful deck. I love what it says. Forgive me, I'm just kind of making sure that they're all facing in the direction they need to. But in doing that, I had actually shuffled these earlier as well. So we'll just do a couple more shuffles for you. This is for every single Aries. I love you and appreciate you, Aries. Thank you for bringing the energy in that you have. And I'm feeling so good today. I mean, I feel I'm ready again, boy. Sometimes we need to stop and we need to allow that. We need to cry. We need to do whatever we can to get this energy out. And that's a purging. You know, it could be a purging around your house as well and just getting rid of stuff you know you don't want anymore. Spring cleaning is still very much in effect right now. And you have all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition. Ooh, turn your gaze within. I really feel that's why the highlighted connection for your Aries was this beautiful, loving, watery element that we all have, okay? It's an inward, intuitive energy. I mean, Cancers are very, very clear on things that most of us don't see or feel, okay? They're very in tune with that. That moon really, really guides them, and they have psychic abilities, and they get profound messages through dreams, and they share this with others, and they want to share that with you. They want you to be aware and for you to stop and take that time for yourself and for everyone around you. Let me read a little bit further. Look at the beautiful picture, though. Gorgeous, gorgeous deck. It feels extremely filled with a lot of powerful wisdom is the thing that I'm feeling a lot from this deck and had from the past. So let me just see. I think it's in alphabetical order, if I recall. Yep. All paths lead home. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within, to study the terrain of your inner landscape, to develop a reliable relationship with your soul. The more time you spend connecting with your soul, the deeper the connection will become. So that's everything. And I know that if you're not somebody that does that and you start to, I can almost promise you that you'll think, that was sorely missing. That is an absolute important ingredient in my holistic well-being, you know, mind, spirit, body, soul. It is. And to never feel like, you know, but I'm thinking about me and I'm kind of selfish. Please be selfish and do that. You will be the best you can be that way. And that's what people gravitate towards. And you love that. You know that. You're a leader, but you do like to have that feeling that people are on your side, or not your side, but that they understand you. They're like-minded. You know, you create and you attract that to you. Beautiful, beautiful message, Aries. And then the beautiful OG deck, the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, about pulling in the energy so that you can create the life you want. And this is the time. This is the time. We have all planets still stationing forward, all direct, and that'll happen through the end of the month when it will be Pluto retrograding, as it does every year. And it's an intense one because it's about our inner. It's all about the inner, once again. So you're already feeling that and making sure that that's working properly so that everything else can, you know. I think more and more people, as a massage therapist that finally got to go back to work, everybody's just like, it's about me, man. I have got to take care of this body. It's hurting right now, and I want to release that. And I'm so grateful for it, for obviously so I can work, but also because it's essential. How can you be anything for anyone else if you're not feeling your best, right? So let's see what beautiful message comes up for you, Aries. And for you, this beautiful day. Oh, yeah, of course, you're a star. Everything today is about a star. You know, the star seed, the beautiful, what's the deck? The star spinner deck. It's all about that because Spirit wants to bring it together and make this a very synchronistic and honest energy reading. And it just says, I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor, and you most certainly are. And it's just so beautiful. And that blue sienna, whatever you call that, midnight blue, well, there's so many different names. It's the third eye. It's the crown. It's allowing that in. It's allowing that energy in. It's allowing the guidance in, you know. As confident and as beautiful and as much of a leader as you are, Aries, you're co-creating, and this is what it's showing. And you can be and become and allow anything you choose. I love this reading. I hope that you feel it right now, but allow some time if you don't. And it is my absolute honor and pleasure always to do these readings. It excites me, and it's something that I've been told over and over by Spirit. This is what you're doing. So, and I say thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love you to be a part of my channel. There's never any pressure, and there's no money involved or anything. It's just a very loving, free way to support my channel, basically. And then you can comment and, you know, and speak about anything you'd like, and I always respond. And I prefer kind comments. I don't usually get others, but once in a while. This is about love, you know, that's where I'm coming from. That's what I want to attract into my aura and my space. So have a beautiful rest of the day, and thank you again. And until next time, take good care. Bye for now.